Thank you for coming, Ben. I was hoping to ask you about fiscal policy. I know you spoke before about the idea of government intervention and incentives. I was wondering if you could speak to the idea of austerity, which I know you referenced briefly before. Here in the UK, we've had austerity since 2010. We've seen... Oh, thank you. Sorry. Here in the UK, we've seen significant austerity since 2010. We've seen stagnating growth, increasing child poverty, increasing adult poverty. For the first time since, I think, World War II, we've seen an increase in the child mortality rate. We've also seen quite similar phenomena during the Great Depression years here in the UK between 1929 and 1939. I was wondering if you could speak to the idea that you think that's not as a result of austerity, and why you disagree, why you think that austerity policies will produce more benefit than fiscal spending.
So in the short term, austerity policies do hurt, obviously. I mean, when people get dependent on the government spends oodles and oodles of money, and then the money disappears, the incentive structures change, and that creates an enormous amount of suffering in the short term, which is why you should try to take care of these problems before you reach austerity in the first place. The idea of debt-led growth cannot be sustainable forever is sort of the argument. That eventually you have to pay the bill. And when the bill does have to get paid, you only have a few choices. One is to radically increase taxes, which leads to business stagnation, much of the stagnation that you're talking about. Now you have just a series of really, really bad options. Right? So I'm not recommending austerity in terms of, preemptive austerity. I'm recommending restructuring these things in ways that actually are sustainable. Now, I'm also not a big believer that the government is doing the right thing in injecting itself into every area of the economy and creating replacement level economies rooted in government, because again, that can only be based on somebody else's money. So my general objection to national economic policy is that you're substituting giant swaths of the market and putting it in the hands of bureaucrats who tend to know much less about what you want on an individual level from your healthcare or from anything else than you do, and who have an incentive structure that is loaded toward inertia and not toward change and competitiveness and innovation.